Today we are back with. Well, first of all, before we start, how are y'all doing?
How are you feeling?
Are you guys good? Is everything okay in your life right now?
Is everything not okay?
Sometimes you just need the word of Jesus. Alright, fuck that. Yo, you heard this? You seen this Pearl Davis? Okay.
I love Pearl.
So, wait, what?
Pearl?
Pearl Davis? You say what?
You know Pearl? Like Just Things.
Just Pearly
Yeah,
Things?
Just Pearly Things.
Yeah.
That's my girl, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, what the fuck you talking about, bro? That's like
You
the
like
most
that bitch?
woke. Yeah, she be
Whoa,
woke.
my man, like, son, like, nah, yo, she was, so you ain't see she be fucking with that nigga Nick Fuentes and shit like that, and she be, the fucking racist, bro, you don't know who Nick Fuentes is? Get the fuck out of here, dog. All right, we about to bring y'all this Pearl Davis shit.
With a contrarian view. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored after all. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week, she's facing a major backlash for posting a song titled Why Can't We Talk About the Jews, which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes before later deleting it.
If y'all seen this video before and y'all heard what's going on, y'all understand why we couldn't play that just now, because honestly we don't want to get our channel demonetized, and we're not even about to, start off with that.
Bruh.
But just saying, but you, yeah, exactly. But it just keep getting worse. So Pete.
Well, Pearl joins me now along with the New York author and founder of End Jew Hatred, Brooke Goldstein, over in the States. All right, Pearl, you've come on the show a couple of times, right? We've had some spirited debates about feminism and stuff like that, and I thought you've made some good points and it's got lots of traction. Then I wake up the other day and I see this thing that's trending involving you doing this song. And I couldn't really believe what I was watching. I didn't know, why did you find it funny?
Huh?
Did you find it funny?
That's not the look of funny. That's the look of shock. That's the look of, I can't believe you just brought me here and this is what you displayed. Now, first of all, anybody who's ever watched Piers Morgan, you know exactly what Piers Morgan does. Like, this is who he is. This is what he always has been about. Piers Morgan is for entertainment and he is for controversial topics, and like, this is what he does on his show. She should have known coming up on the show that it wasn't just gonna be some calm, relaxed conversation, because to my knowledge, it wasn't that last time. So what you're seeing right now is basically somebody who's in utter shock.
I mean, you deleted it. You obviously thought you shouldn't have posted it. Why did you do that? Genuine question.
I mean, the point was more about cancel culture and people getting kicked off of social media. If you finish the song, it was more about, like, you can't talk about this topic without being canceled by the left and the right. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. It was kind of just like tongue in cheek. I didn't really expect it to get that crazy. It wasn't dedicated to anyone. I don't know why they say that, but that's not true.
I mean, Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist. He's a Holocaust denier. He said afterwards that you had dropped a diss track on the Jews, which he clearly took to be something which was, mocking Jewish people.
How did you
talking
deny
about,
the
I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. What do you want to know why?
Well, it was more like, why can't we talk about it?
I'm kind of baffled, honestly, because
You about as blindsided as she was.
yeah, I'm as blindsided as Michael Orr.
It wasn't like
you talked
one
about
way
the
or
more
the
conspiracy theories you've heard about Hitler and the Holocaust, presumably.
I'm a fan of conspiracy theory. Like, people think I'm part of the CIA. There's a whole conspiracy thing online. And, I'm not for, like, silencing it either way. The point of the song isn't, like, I really have an opinion on the matter. It's more, I don't think we should ban people off of social media. So far so that I don't even, like, I think it should be illegal to ban anybody off of social media unless they are inciting violence. That was the point of the song. I'm not really, it was more like tongue-in-cheek.
But just to be clear, what are the conspiracy theories surrounding Hitler, which you feel the more you hear them, the more you're interested in them?
Well, I don't know because I can't hear them.
Huh?
I don't
you know
the
ones that Nick Fuentes.
Well, I wasn't even talking about Nick. I was thinking of Ye, to be honest. I don't know why they put that Nick was the inspiration for that song. I was thinking of Ye.
But you are aware of the big backlash to this and the deep upset from the Jewish community.
I certainly am now. I just posted that song and I woke up and I was like, article. I was like, golly.
Right, but are you sorry?
Crazy. You know, I think that, like, my whole point was that cancel culture is wrong. I am not speaking one way or the other about the issues. My question is, why are we canceled for talking about certain topics?
So you would...
See, here's the thing. Part of me agree with her when she say that. Cancel culture definitely has harmed a lot of people's careers for no reason. Especially when you look at places like Twitter and certain social media sites, they definitely will. They would do more detriment to someone's career. Don't get me wrong, you can get your career started. You can get so much exposure, but at the same time, one bad thing could just spread like wildfire, and it usually does. And with that much people and that much open source of information, it is so easy to cancel somebody. Like, you got to think, these people have families, right. Wives, husband, children, people to take care of, like other people that lean on them as well. And it could be something that, yes, they done that is wrong, but at the same time, when you continuously do something, that's when the issue starts. And that's where I feel like with her, I don't feel like she's a part of cancel culture. Pete.
Allow Holocaust deniers to have space on social media to promote Holocaust denial to millions of people. You have 2 million people who subscribe to your YouTube, right? That's a big audience of people.
I'm not at 2 million yet. I'd like to be.
Right, but you have a lot of people that follow you on various social media platforms.
Yeah.
You put a video like that up, and there are going to be some impressionable young minds going, hang on, what's Pearl saying? Adolf Hitler? Not saying he's a good guy, but I want to know why. The more conspiracies theories I hear, the more I have to think about it. But I took that to mean that you agree with Fuentes and people like that.
Why did you cut off the end of the song? I said, but we can't even have the conversation.
What is the conversation you want to have?
Without being canceled by the left and the right.
But
the point is any speech.
I think
it's not any speech.
It's not any speech. What is the conversation about Hitler and conspiracy theories and the Holocaust that you want to have?
I don't want to have any conversation. My lane is feminism. That's what
you're singing about Adolf Hitler.
Can I finish?
Yeah, but you are singing about Hitler.
Okay.
So you do want to have that conversation.
I want anybody that wants to speak on social media to be able to speak about what they want to talk about.
Including Holocaust denial.
Without getting banned. Whatever they want to talk about.
Including Holocaust denial.
If they want to talk about that, as long as they're not inciting violence, I think people...
Of course they're inciting violence.
That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You should be able to talk about what you want to talk about. The problem is, you can't go around saying shit like the Holocaust was a myth. Millions of people lost their lives. You can't go around saying slavery was a myth. This is something that she has referred to, saying that she's been quoted out of a book. My whole thing is, when it comes to situations like this, you gotta understand that actual people have lived these traumas. They have family members that they can date back to certain things that have happened. You're disrespecting a whole group of people by attempting to just like discredit them for whatever it is, whether that be the Holocaust or whether that be slavery. And I feel like what she's aligning herself with now, that's what she's starting to do.
Right.
I
think that
Jewish people.
Social media is the new town square, right? You used to be able to go and say your opinions in the town square. Now we have corporations censoring what can and cannot be said. And I think that's wrong. I think that should be illegal.
Well, let me bring in Brooke, who's been listening to this. Brooke, I don't think Pearl quite understands why the wording of this song, which she deleted, to be clear, so obviously realised this had not played out maybe the way she hoped, the offence it's caused to the Jewish community. Why was it so offensive?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on and for highlighting this issue. Not necessarily highlighting Pearl, but highlighting the issue that what you pointed out is that we're really facing a crisis of societal conscience, where someone like Pearl, who engages in hate speech, and actually the irony is she's complaining about being canceled, and yet she's on your platform. She has millions of viewers on the internet and on social media, and she's complaining about being canceled. The crisis is that this is what is profitable now. This clickbait, this type of racial incitement is profitable on the internet. And, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Pearl. I don't know if she's just plain stupid or she's actually quite intelligent and knows that what she's doing is so sensational that it's going to make her a lot of money. But I want to say one thing. Pearl will disappear. She will disappear, like many others before her, because this is something that's just a moment in time. She's like a train wreck. It's like a car crash. You know, for example, you know you shouldn't be looking at it, but you can't take your eyes off it. But I want to make one more point. I think it's so important, especially on this platform. Hatred is taught. Nobody is born like this. And I talk about it a lot in my book about the dangers of hate education. And it's not something that we can debate, that we can engage in a rational argument with. You can see what her opinions are. She thinks women shouldn't vote, women shouldn't have the right to divorce. She thinks that women shouldn't be able to work. She says these
I didn't say
crazy
that.
things
Now you're
about
putting words in my
Hitler.
mouth.
But there's
Now you're
no
putting words in my
rational,
mouth.
please don't interrupt. There's no rational argument with someone like this. And this is a mistake that my community makes, the Jewish community, very often, that they think they can bring facts to the table, that they can debate somebody like Pearl, and it's, you know, you're going to get somewhere. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get somewhere only by shedding the light on this type of bigotry to expose someone like her.
Let me
just the crazy person that she is.
All right, bro. Let me go back to Pearl. Pearl, let me just offer you some advice, right?
Okay.
Because I don't think you're stupid. And in the 2 appearances you've made previously on this program, I thought it was interesting. It was controversial in some ways, but actually a lot of people would have agreed with some of the things you were saying. There's no question about that. But you seem to know where the line was. Someone like Nick Fuentes doesn't know where the line is. Someone like Kanye West, who I interviewed after he went on some weird anti-Semitic trope nonsense. Kanye's been wiped out by what he did, by what he said about the Jewish people, because there are certain things where I'm absolutely in support of the concept of free speech, right? But you can't go around telling Jewish people the Holocaust didn't happen, as Fuentes
that's
and people like Fuentes does say things like that.
But I'm not him. So you're bringing me up. So it's like
no, but when you sing a song,
right,
and you talk about
who
Hitler,
determines what the line is, Pierce?
Well, I'm asking
who determines? Do you get to determine it?
No, I'm asking.
Do you get to determine
I'm asking you to.
Who gets to determine what the line is?
I'm asking you to work out in your head.
I'm saying the
you're not
line,
a stupid person.
The line.
When you say, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why.
Okay, you're right.
Who determines what the line is?
But does that mean that she does?
Does it mean that we do?
I feel like society determines where the line is.
But is society always right?
No, it's not. But it's not supposed to always be right. We didn't progress this far because we're always right. Yeah. Progress this far because we just kept going. Unfortunately, and then you're not always going to be right. But I feel like you can't just align yourself with somebody and not expect to be put in that same category. If I align myself with a whole bunch of killers, he's going to think I'm a killer. Exactly. You a shooter. Yeah. You align yourself with a whole bunch of thieves, scammers, that's what they think.
That's a fact.
Okay. A whole bunch of racists, I'm the only person who ain't racist in this group.
Right, when you talk about the more conspiracy theories about him I hear, the more I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm just like agog that even now you don't seem to really grasp why singing that and releasing it to millions of people is incredibly offensive to Jewish people.
I think at the end of the day, Pierce, I don't think it's for you to determine what speech should be allowed and not allowed.
No, what about you determining? Why did you delete it?
Why did I delete it?
Yeah.
Because it was just a headache, Pierce.
Because you knew it was wrong?
I just think it's like, It's not the hill I'm trying to die on.
Right, but why did you choose that hill to die on?
I didn't choose this hill to die on.
You did. You released the video.
I also released 10 different videos about
Yeah, but they're not all basically.
topics
But they're not
day.
talking about Adolf Hitler, are they?
Are we not allowed to talk about him?
You can talk about Hitler right to the point you say the more conspiracy theories I hear about him.
Look, I think that anyone should be allowed to speak about any conspiracy theory on social media. That is my point. It's not about Hitler. It's not
If
about
you really
the
believe what you
Holocaust.
did wasn't wrong, you wouldn't have deleted it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't you think?
I agree with Pearl.
Yeah. I'm good on this. What do you think, man?
I feel like Pearl lost her shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck she on, bro. I ain't know about this, y'all. Y'all gonna learn, man. I don't really be into all that news and stuff and shit, man. All I care about is y'all, man. Y'all mental is all I care about, man. But
Nah, I just happened to be abreast with it when I was watching MTR. Shouts out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. That's why I first really heard about, some of the things that she has said. A couple key points that I just want to make. One thing this lady said, this one right, the blonde lady, she said that Pearl was a train wreck and she's just waiting to crash. I mean, I partly agree, I partly don't agree, and the reason is because I feel like there's always going to be a subset of men who she can pander to. They're going to pay because she's still a white woman who's saying things that they agree with. At whatever age in their life they are, or whatever stage in their life that they're in, like, they agree with the things that she's saying. So she's always going to have an audience. She's always going to have people to talk to. But at the same time, it's crazy to say that she's getting canceled or somebody's trying to cancel her when she's been on Piers Morgan's show for 3 times. Millions of, like over 1 million followers and subscribers. I mean, and obviously she's making money. I feel like Pearl is one of those people who, no publicity is bad publicity for her. She's going to do whatever it takes to make money. She wants to be entertainment. She just wants to be a person who's known and who's out there. And this is what she's getting. And I mean, like, she loves it. So whether it's good, it's bad, as long as she has people talking, I mean, this is what it is. Yeah, man, but at the end of the day, for the people who give y'all money to Pearl and watch her still, I mean, hey, shouts out to y'all. To the people who don't, shouts out to y'all too. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.